Gary round 6, and we'll try not to spend too much time on the review today because it might only make you upset. A 19-point loss to Footscray, but the way we played, it actually probably felt like a lot more than that.
Yeah, it did at times, Sammy. There's no doubt about that, and it's probably our most disappointing performance for 3 quarters anyway that we've probably had since we started back against North Ballarat at Sebastopol. So maybe there's something in that. Maybe there's also a little bit of, well, I'm going okay and I'm playing a few senior games, and obviously the way the effort then becomes, it can sometimes be below par. This game will certainly expose everybody if the effort and the intensity is not there at VFL senior level. Certainly Footscray to kick 11 goals from our point of view defensively was pretty solid and pretty sound again, but it's obviously from how we move the ball, especially from about half back through the middle, obviously into our forward line. There's really no one forward at the minute could say that he's in really good form. I think we've only got one player who's averaging 1 goal a game in relation to forward goals, and I think that's Huey Sandilands. So where's the contributions from obviously other players? So a lot of our good players were down on the day. Is it Footscray's good play or our bad play? Probably a bit of both. We certainly did enough in the first quarter, I thought, defensively to only keep them to 2 goals. But then they got, 3 goals in the second quarter, and I think we got 3 goals. And then when we got back to 13 points in the last quarter, we then allowed them to kick some easy goals. So that's what I'll dissect tonight, mate, and review it and then put it to bed. And then hopefully the boys will be ready to go for Saturday night against North Ballarat.
Individually, Myercheck, Mercedes, Pinwell and Rivette were all good again, but that's almost a negative in a lot of ways because A, you had Myercheck swing forward in the last quarter and kick 3 goals, which is probably a reflection of a dysfunctional forward line group at the moment, somewhat. And B, we're probably in a position where we need a much more even contribution across the ground and not just leaving it up to those individuals every week.
No, you're spot on, and that's what obviously I've got to try and unlock, because those guys can play well, and I'm always extremely keen to see which guys do play well when it's not really going for them, as you said. And if you've got 17 or 18 not playing to a standard, then it's pretty easy to see why you don't win. And I just thought at times our lack of effort was what disappointed me the most, and guys can say that's confidence, but again, why would you have your confidence at a level that means you can't try a bit harder than the opposition? So it's really interesting that some players will be seen to be going into their shell, and even at 3/4 time, what were we, 6 goals down? So the game's not over by any stretch of the imagination, and it is another home game that we've dropped. So even though we've been building, and I've got no doubt we're building in the right manner, we did take a little bit of a step back on Saturday.
And so this week we're up to Ballarat for a unique night game, and it's all of a sudden become a very important game in the context of our season. Can the fans expect to see a few more prominent names feature as possible inclusions to the side this week?
Yeah, the good thing is that we've got to a point now where we're going to welcome some players back. Whether I pick them or not, it's another thing, because we've certainly got to look at their fitness status at the minute. But after the weekend, Matty Arnott gets another couple of training sessions in. Nathan Batsana similarly. Josh Gippioni should be available. We've obviously got some kids in the development that have been going okay. Tommy Gordon, Jake McKenzie. So there's some guys that have got some reasonable form, and even some of the guys that went back to their home clubs on the weekend actually performed quite well. Steve Murray kicked 5 goals for Wodonga, so that's pleasing for Steve. So he's been sort of battling away a bit, but he's certainly looked like he's turned the corner, and we've just got to keep looking at what we can get from within as well. So it's really about compiling a squad that's hopefully going to be having everyone available, and certainly when the whips are cracking, which is later in the year, we need everyone up and about.
Well, Gary, thanks for your time as always. Bad luck on Saturday, but we'll be hoping for a turnaround against the Roosters this week.
Yeah, good on you, Sam. Thanks, mate.